XAKU, are you looking for a broken build for XAKU? You are in the right place, as XAKU, one of the best Warframes in the game. Let's go. And as always, taking care of Thanos that doesn't know anything about the Warframe, starting with XAKU passive. 25% damage reduction on AoE attacks and a chance to avoid incoming weapon damage. Very easy to understand passive. Mamma mia, 7 out of 10. First ability, Zata Whisper, and is the subsumable Helmith 1. Wield void damage for all attacks from equipped weapons when activated. The void damage is neither elemental, neither physical, and it cannot be tanked from enemies. You can equip Zata Whisper in different warframes using the Helmith system. Grasp of Lock, you're going to steal weapons from enemies. They're gonna fight along your side as tendrils. Now, moving to the Lost, it has 3 ability. Accuse, you're gonna make enemies fight against each other. Gaze, you're gonna create an area, will do damage reduction to enemies. Deny, you're gonna be causing damage to enemies. Now, the Vast Untime, this is one of his best abilities. You're gonna remove all the shells from your body, you're gonna become a skeleton, you're gonna increase your dodge chance, and also it will stop all the cooldowns from your other abilities. Now let me show you this boy abilities in action. First ability, Zata Whisper, enhancing your weapons with void damage. There you go, that's the green bubble. Second ability, you will steal those weapons and make them melee targets. Now, the third ability, you can rotate by tapping. We're going to start with Gaze. Gaze, you're going to create an area, like so, this big circle. Any enemies inside of it will be armor stripped. 200%, 100% armor stripped. Less than that, you can run corrosive projection or Malta Augment for extra strength. Okay, now the next one is Deny. You're gonna lift them on the air and causing a void damage as well. Now for the Accuse, you're gonna create this area right here and enemies will start fighting each other. So look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, the fourth ability, you're gonna be stripping yourself from those shells and you become a skeleton, increasing your speed, of course. And it's not only that. Remember the second ability where weapons do void damage, right? With the fourth ability, you make those enemies vulnerable to more void damage, so it's a huge damage increase. That's why we always keep the fourth ability, and not only for that. Also, we keep the fourth ability because if you see the second ability, the cooldown stopped. And also the third ability cooldown stop. Even if I use my Zata Whisper, the cooldown will stop. So the fourth ability will stop every single cooldown ability on XAKU. Alright, if you use the Helmeth ability, it will not be affected, but any ability from XAKU the cooldown will stop. And you can recast the ability. Let's go. And as always, we take it step by step for new players and veterans to understand the synergy and how this build exactly works. Starting with the Archon Shards. 2 Umbra Archon Shards for casting speed to avoid using natural talent mod for winning 1 mod slot. Now, 3 other slots, you're free to use whatever you want. If you don't have Arcane Energize, you can use Violet Archon Shards for energy, whatever. For my case, I'm going to be using 25% melee critical damage when max energy is over 500, which is my case. The damage boost doubles, means 50%, so this is like 150%. Now, for the first showcase, I will not use any Helmeth ability here, and this is the build. We're going to be running Corrosive Projection, Primed Surefooted, Umbrella Intensify, Primed Flow, Primed Continuity, Ogre Reach, Equilibrium, Stretch, Catalyzing Shields, Rolling Guard, and Arcane Energize, and Mold Augment. Now, the first problem on XAKU is the energy. Now, you can use, for the first Helmeth ability Dispensary, you can use Nourish, but Nourish getting nerfed very soon, and we don't know the values the nerf going to be and how impact that happen. But don't worry, the Helmeth ability I'm going to give you tonight, it's going to be amazing. Now, Corrosive Projection to help with the armor stripping from the Gaze. Now, the Umbral Intensify to increase our strength, Primed Flow to increase the energy for my Violet Archon Shards, and to increase the pool of energy for Arcane Energize and Equilibrium to store more energy for me, Primed Continuity for high duration, Ogre Reach for ability range, and Stretch for ability range, Catalyzing Shield for shield gating in case you are a new player and you don't know what shield gating is. In Warframe, we have health and we have shield. When your shield runs out, you don't get immediately damage to your health. There is a gap of like seconds. You are immune to any damage. You get the point. So this Catalyzing Shield will give you 1.33 seconds full shield gate immunity duration. The reason we're using this is because we have a low shield. So we have low shield, we can refill it faster, we shield gate faster, because you cannot shield gate unless your shield is full. Copy, copy. Rolling guard for like bad situations, become invulnerable for 3 seconds and remove all status effects for 7 seconds cooldown. Molt augment on kill 0.24 ability strength stacks up 250. This will increase our damage in all abilities, as well will increase the armor strip pool. Also, it's gonna give you 60% ability strength. Alright. For the weapons, we're gonna be using Shadow. Shadow will proc for us viral and chain react with the disc for all those enemies around. This is the build for Okukur. All this stuff are well explained in my other videos. Just here I'm showing them really quick to you. Okay, if you don't have a Riven, of course you can run this one. So make that fair. And if you're asking for the Riven, there you go. Gold, critical damage, critical chance, and minus impact. This is the Glaive Prime, and we're gonna be using melee influence. On melee electricity statue, 20% chance for elemental melee statue effect to apply to enemies within 20 meters for 18 seconds, cannot refresh while active. The melee influence works exactly like so. If you proc status on enemy, okay, and then you proc electricity and melee influence triggers, it will transfer all those status in that enemy to all the enemies around. In our case here, we don't have any source of other elements to be proc. The reason we're using this for blast and for electricity to CC those enemies. Okay, mainly we're using Okukur here and Shadow. Glaive is for a backup. Now, when it comes to the focus school, if you want to armor strip the Acolyte, you go Yunairu. Okay, Madurai to increase your strength and increase your damage 1000%. Vazarin to dash on your Zaku for invulnerability. Zunurik to regenerate health. Naramon if you're using a close range melee, which you will not. Okay, for this case, I'm gonna just run Yunairu to armor strip the Acolyte. Our Nautilus is the companion we're gonna be using. Cordon to pull enemies, Manifold to pull more enemies, Tenacious Bond for critical damage, and Volclock to make the Tenacious Bond works with 105 critical chance and full Vigilante set. Alright, before we go to the Helmet build, let me show you this build, how it performs against those enemies. First thing you wanna learn about Zaku is how to prioritize your ability. Fourth ability is the most important first to cast, as it will make all enemies around you vulnerable to void, and it will stop any ability duration that you bring afterwards. Alright, now third ability is next on the list, using Gaze first, so you can armor strip all enemies around you, and then if you want you can use Accuse. I don't see a lot of players using Accuse. It's a very good ability. I think it's best used in disruption, not on survival. That's my opinion, as enemies get confused in a huge area and you don't get them coming to you for the life support. So Gaze is the main ability here, and then you have Accuse for disruption. Now the second ability, so you can steal those weapons from these enemies, and casting the fourth ability to make them vulnerable more for your void damage from the second ability. Now the Zata Whisper will not buff your second ability weapons at all. Okay, that's why we helmet always the Zata Whisper out, because we don't have any other choice. Now this guy right here that's affected by Gaze, if you keep hitting him and hitting him endlessly with however damage you want, when you recast Gaze on him, he gets the full damage stored. Partly of it, not all of it, but yeah, you get the idea. Now let's move to the helmet ability. What is Zaku problems? Energy fixed with Energize and Equilibrium. Casting speed is fixed with 2 Amber Archon shards. Staying alive, we're gonna fix with Quiver, baby. We're gonna be invisible. This is Ivara subsumable helmet ability, but you need to learn something about this helmet ability, that it's not working the same way as Ivara. Only invisible is available, and sleep, and the augment is not available. The critical damage is not available here. Okay, that's something you need to learn. Now this is the build, the same one as the one we showcased earlier. We just added the quiver. Now how this build works exactly, it's really simple. We're gonna release those enemies, casting quiver on the floor, and you are invisible. Now fourth ability to stop all the abilities duration cooldown except the quiver, taking their weapons away with the second ability, using Gaze to armor strip them. There you go. Of course we don't have enough Molt augment, but I will show you that in Steel Path in a second. And now you're gonna be watching those enemies dying. Now if you want to add some spice to it, you're gonna activate Accuse in there, so they can start actually killing each others, and you can move away. There you go, look at this. You can move away, baby, and watch them killing each others. Now if you want to use a weapon, course, why not? Your glaive is available at your disposal all the time. Let's go to steel path. Alright, the way to do this is really simple. First ability, quiver, so you're invisible. Fourth ability, so you keep all ZAKU abilities without running out of cooldown. Third ability, gaze, to create an area that armor stripping those enemies. Second ability is to steal the weapons from enemies, and using Shadow, you can prime those enemies for your second ability to deal even more damage. You can use AQs if you want to, but in Steel Pass survival endurance runs, I don't recommend it, as enemies will start fighting a bit away from you. Next thing, you want to find a room like this, okay? And then all you want to do is just drag those enemies in. You can use glaive like so with melee influence, and your second ability will hit any enemies come close by, and you can choose, for example, a target like this guy, and any enemy come close will be armor stripped. Now, you need to be careful, as your Nautilus will pull even the nullifiers. You need to pay close attention to nullifiers. You don't want any nullifier near you. You can roll guard away from it and kill it, okay? Or you can keep using only Okukur, and it will take down the nullifiers in 0 time, as the Nautilus will pull them to you, and you have to have at least the minimum reaction time. If you are low in reaction time, don't use Nautilus, use something else like Panzer Papaila or Smita Kavat. Okay, since we are using Magus Lockdown on as Arcane for our operator, and we're using Unairo, okay, we're gonna just dash towards Malice and armor strip him really quick. Boom, armor strip, and then we can glaive Malice like so. Or actually, let's let our weapon just kill him. Okay, let the second ability take him down. All right, he comes. Come on, Malice. Come on, Malice, bro. There you go, and he is dead. Simple as that. Okay, and you keep doing this and enjoying your survivor run. As you can see, I am 44% life support system. I didn't even roll guard outside to take those loot from outside, but I can. There you go. Boom, you take the loot from outside. Boom, 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 and then you just come back to the room. Quiver, portability, and so on. You need to work on your speed and reaction times in the game, and that's all it takes. Okay, now remember, shield gate is very important here. If you run out of shield gate, be careful and keep an eye. Watch out for Eximus units, and watch out for electricity and bombarders. You need to move away from bombs and stuff like that. And always, always, always remember that nullifiers, you need to be taken down. Let's extract. And by this, I delivered for you the most broken ZAKU build that you will ever need. Now, if you loved the video, let me know in the comments below and hit the like button. Sub if you're not subscribed by now to see more of this guy and more broken builds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Join our Discord, the link in the description. See you next time.